Así que vamos a buscar todos los CDs en YouTube, así la cinta. No vamos a ver dónde están, simplemente vamos a ver qué es lo que dice. Pues a ver, este es solo audio, el otro no quiero que me lo explique, la verdad. Color, ok. Cuando Vanny habla, es este color, ¿ya? A ver si pone el número de la cinta. Vale, este es el primero, ¿no? Yo tengo el primero, o sea, como está ordenado ahí, tengo el primero. Y claro, es este con el que empieza Hello Vanessa. Imagino que están en orden. El número, lamentablemente, a dar, pues no lo vamos a saber, pero oye, parece que está en orden aquí.
Hello, Vanessa. How are you feeling today? You look a little tired. Well, it's been a while since we last spoke. How's your anxiety been? You did so well with your calming protocols when we first worked together. Are you still using those?
Vale,
Yes?
literalmente es una
Okay,
psicóloga,
good.
¿no?
Well, now I understand there's a new issue. It came on just recently, rather suddenly. Can you tell me about it?
What issue? I've been doing my job. I come in and sit at my desk and do my work.
Yes, of course you do. Your performance reviews are good. But a routine check of your online history has revealed that you've spent quite a bit of time with someone in an encrypted conversation. We have transcripts, and I've read them. But it's not clear what you're talking about in these conversations. I can't make sense of it. You must be getting something from these that I'm not getting, right? Who are you talking to in these?
No one. Sometimes I talk with Lewis. He's in the marketing department.
Oh, Luis. Para los que no lo saben, chicos, es el Luis. O Lois. Es el simp más grande del universo, ¿eh? O sea, si hay definición de simp, es ese men. Para los que no le entienden, en FNAF AR, que es un juego de celular, te llegaba mensajes así como te llega en el Fastwatch, en el juego de Security Breach. Pero claro, era en el celular, ¿no? O sea, es un juego que normalmente uno recibía mensajes cada semana. Y claro, ahí literalmente desde ahí empieza, o ahí se arma el lore de Security Breach, de que Vanny se transforma en Vanessa y tal. O bueno, al revés, Vanessa se transforma en Vanny y tal.
He's nice, I guess.
Yes, I see Lewis here. But there's someone else. Good morning. Isn't it a pretty day?
Este es otro.
No? What's the matter? Oh, right. Too bright. I'll pull the shades.
Es como que cuando no responde Vanessa, es como si hablara Vanny. Tengo esa sospecha. Y ya cuando habla Vanessa con las letras rosadas, es cuando ella vuelve, ¿no?
When the shades pulled, it feels like we're in a cubbyhole or a cave. Yeah?
¿Ve? Encima le
So
pide
you're
que
not
cierre la
talking to
cortina.
me again today. This isn't all that productive, you know.
Y no le está hablando.
Don't you think the sessions are more successful when you talk to me? You know, everyone associated with this company gets performance reviews, right? When my sessions don't get results, my reviews aren't very good. If you don't want to talk for your own sake,
no quiere hablar.
how about for
O sea,
my...
está ahí con Vanessa
You don't want me to get in
y
trouble,
le está
do you?
hablando,
I could
pero
be
no le
put in the
contesta.
corner for a
Imagino después
timeout.
porque ahí está,
Yeah,
lo
you
está
think
controlando
that's funny,
Glitchtrap
huh?
cuando es Vanny.
Hi,
Este es
go
otra.
ahead, sit down.
I don't know you. What happened to...
Esta es otra psicóloga. Hola, ven y siéntate.
Hi, go ahead, sit down.
I don't know you. What happened to...
Oh, we'll get to know each other in no time. I've read through all your files, so I feel like we've been talking for
Cambiaron.
weeks. I feel like I know your dad, too. Bill, right? Your dad's name was Bill?
No le contesta. Es el nombre.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I try to do what I'm supposed to do.
I know you do. Your supervisor notes that you follow instructions perfectly.
Papá
Your
de Vanny
dad
se
made you
llama, o
follow
el papá de Vanessa se llama
instructions,
Bill.
didn't he? I'm talking about the custody battle between your mum and your dad. Your dad didn't play fair, did he? He used to make your mum look bad in court. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Do you want to talk about how that felt? I suppose I don't need you to tell me it felt bad to have a parent scare you into saying things that weren't true. He manipulated you. It wasn't your fault. It's really sad. But it's common for one parent to use their child to hurt the other parent. I know your mom after she lost the custody case.
What?
But it's common for one parent to use their child to hurt the other parent. I know your mom after she lost the custody case.
I was supposed to be a good girl.
What happened to her had nothing to do with you, even though it was...
¿Qué le pasó a la madre de Vanessa?
Was your testimony that did it. Was that
Se
testimony
suicidó.
true?
Parece que sí, ¿eh?
Your
Aquí.
testimony that did it. Was that testimony true? No, I didn't think so. But your dad is to blame, not you.
Y le echan la culpa al papá
You're not going to
en
talk
vez de
to
a Vanessa.
me? No? What's the problem?
Este es otro, ¿eh?
You're not going to talk to me? No? What's the problem? Oh, the flowers? Yes, these are particularly fragrant today, aren't they? I'll move them. There. Now, let's see. What are you looking at? You're amazingly alert, aren't you? All right. Well, I'd like to have you tell me about yourself. But I can see that you're not going to do that. Or are you?
Pobre Vanessa, y me da un poco de pena,
Right
¿eh?
then.
Porque está
If you
poseidota ahí
aren't
con...
going to talk to me,
con lo que
I'll just
quita.
go by these notes. You just sit there and be comfy. Or not. That chair doesn't really fit you, does it? Well, this won't take long. Let's see. Your previous counselor is no longer available. Does that bother you? No? You don't look surprised to see me sitting here instead of your last therapist.
Parece es la primera palabra. Si no se
Well,
vio.
then, let's get to it. I'll admit that some of what's in your file is a little surprising. Overall, you don't come across as a troublemaker. But if you read between the lines, it's clear that you have a little rebellious side,
Un lado
right?
rebelde.
And I'm surprised by your knowledge of computers. You're something of a phenom. Do you know what that word means? It means you have unusual skill. Like a hacker. I assume you know what a hacker is. Yes? Do you think of yourself as a hacker? Good morning, Vanessa. Let's jump right
Para eso ya
in,
lo
shall
sabíamos
we?
que Vanessa era muy
I
buena en
got
la
a message
computación.
last night about you, and I have to be honest, it was upsetting. Apparently, the IT department has put together a pretty lengthy report chronicling non-job-related communications that have been coming to your computer. The fact that you're still doing something obviously not work-related on the job is disturbing enough. But what bothers me about what I read is that the messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature. Do you know who I'm talking about?
The glitch trap.
I get a lot of messages from friends. I like when Lewis writes to me. He's funny.
I'm not talking about Lewis. You know.
Se nota re falsa la voz ahí de Vanny, ¿eh? Ahí se notó que fue glitch trap que la manipuló para decir eso, para que desvíe, ¿no? Para que digan, ah, es Luis. El pobre Luis.
I get a lot of messages from friends. I like when Lewis writes to me. He's funny.
I'm not talking about Lewis. You know who I'm talking about. Why won't you open up about it? What you might not know is that this person who's been sending you messages has been hacking into your personal files too. These are the same files I have here. These files are full of details about your life. Do you know what that means?
I'm not in the tech department. I just type on the computers.
I know that. But what matters here is that this person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
Lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen.
Uy, amigo, pobre Vanessa, me está
It's good
dando
to meet you.
pena.
I've read your file, so I'm up to speed on what you and your previous therapists have worked on.
¿Otra psicóloga o terapeuta?
Sure, you can have a candy. I'll have one too. You look chill sitting there like that. Not a care in the world, huh? All right. Well, I'd like to start by talking about your parents. What happened to them and you was tragic. But when I looked through the notes, I didn't get a sense that you've processed that emotionally. When I read your account of what happened, it came across as, well, more of an objective rather than a subjective narrative.
¿Por qué serán las demás terapeutas? ¿Por qué cambiaron?
You don't know what that means, do you? What I mean is that the way you told the story is more like you were reading something from a book than you were talking about your own past. That makes me think you've cut yourself off from it. Is that right? Not sure? Well, I see in your file that you spend a lot of time by yourself and are good at self-dialogue.
Eso también se sabe en
You know what
FNAF
I mean?
que habla
Asking yourself questions and getting answers.
y es Luis el que
So
escribe eso.
maybe you should ask yourself how you really feel about your past. Maybe you should give yourself a chance to really look at what happened and let yourself be upset about it, so you can let it go. Hi, Vanessa. Would you like a candy? Butterscotch today.
No, thank you. Those have 35 calories apiece.
Well,
Esa voz.
they taste good to me. Okay, I thought we could do something today that will help us get to know one another better. It looks like you've never taken an ink blot test, right? No? Okay. Then I'm going to show you some ink blots, like this one. And I want you to tell me the first thing it makes you think of. Here we go.
A ver, ¿qué le
What do
mostrará?
you see here?
A treehouse.
It does look sort of like a treehouse, doesn't it? Do you like treehouses?
I like to sit outside and read.
That's good. Now, what about this one?
A beetle.
Really? Looks like a face to me. That's very interesting.
What the fuck?
Have you thought more about what we talked about? In our last session, you told me you were sad and scared about what happened to you. I suggested you write down exactly what made you so sad and scared. Did you do that?
No, no lo hizo.
You know, I work with people of all ages, from little kids to the very elderly, and everyone reacts to tragedy differently. Tragedy
No hizo
always
su
leads
tarea.
to a feeling of loss. It's a hole that feels funny, right? Yeah. So, if you could process those feelings, how do you think it would affect your fantasies? Would you keep them in the way they are? What are you doing? Oh, you like those? I do too. They smell so sweet, don't they? Apparently, the janitor on this floor has a garden and has been putting bouquets in the offices here for years. Do you ever grow things? No?
I work a lot.
I know you do. Maybe more than you should. More free time would do you good. Do you have a hobby? No? Perhaps we could find one for you, like a sport.
Ojo, Vanessa
No.
deportiva.
I
Vanessa
have a craft space
futbolista.
in my basement. Maybe I could come up with something you could learn to do.
I don't like dark basements.
Ok, no sé si estarán todas las pistas, la verdad. Audios ocultos de Vanessa. Hay otro, a ver. Esta es la continuación de otro video. Checa el link para la descripción. Vale, vamos a seguir leyendo esto.